Hey, movie prop collectors, Eric Anthony here, and I'm showcasing a one of the bins that I have here that is got nothing but The Walking Dead items in here. One of the things that I've got on the table here is a work in progress, which is this axe head right here. I've also got the lower part of it too, or the lower section of it. I'm going to restore this. What you're looking at is Jerry's axe. That's when they had the scene where he breaks the handle off of it. And as you can see, there's a nice clean break. That's because when he's trying to pry the gate open, when this axe is destroyed in the story of The Walking Dead, the axe head breaks off and it's rendered useless. So this is kind of a special effects piece because it's made out of balsa, because they needed it to break on screen, and it's one of the ones that broke on screen. I just don't know what take it was, and of course they tried to put it back together on set. But anywho, that might be something that I'm going to be restoring. What you have over here are planes from an episode where this character uses, and you can see him holding one of the planes. That plane is actually not one that has a tip. That plane right there is this one. This one was the one that they used, and they VFX'd the point on it, and you can still see the blood spatter on it from when they used it, because there was a child involved. This character's killing a child, Walker, and he snatches it from the other planes that are up in the air. But they needed to have a model of one, make a mold, have various versions of it, and obviously they could not use the, where's the real one? This one. This one's the metal version of it. And this is just a toy plane that they modified, but they needed to have something pointy to be able to use, and they used that. And then of course these were backups, but they're urethane cast backups. These are arrows from one of the episodes as well, or various episodes, but it just kind of goes to show you the detail, the level of detail of the arrows that they have, and also the fact that any of the arrows that are not being loosed, or maybe even that are being loosed, don't have a point. So they'll still fly, they still look great flying across the screen, but you don't have anything where they'll actually go in anything, and so they're just shooting them off screen. This was from a scene in the hospital with the character Beth. She's kind of maliciously frisked by a couple of police officers. These are the batons from their belts. And here's a scene, one scene from one of the episodes, and of course this episode here, where you can see Rick pulling a knife out of the drawer in Alexandria when they first get to Alexandria. And this is a sharp knife. It's just one that he needed to pull out and put on the counter, like he's kind of collecting things to potentially use. But that's the knife that he pulls out of that. These packets of seeds are actually not filled with heirloom seeds. They're filled with garbanzo beans, because sometimes they spill out. These are from an episode called Seeds, and they were in a drawer inside the Smithsonian Museum, or whatever museum they were allegedly going to get seeds to replant for their colony. This is from the Commonwealth Day episode towards season 11. They have flags, and the crowd supporting the Commonwealth Day that of course goes haywire. They have these things to show their patriotic support for their colony, and it's got the Commonwealth logo. I actually had to make buttons for the military costumes that they used in that too. And these are like popcorn or kettle corn containers as well. So they had these with prop food inside them. This is an episode, I couldn't find the actual specific episode where Daryl Dixon or Norman Reedus is using this, but of course you can you could dive deeper and dig for that photo or reference for him using a bowl like this, but that's Daryl Dixon's bowl. The character Beth uses these scissors that, this particular one's like a hard resin, and this is the safe version. So when she's getting into an escape plan, she sneaks a couple of or a pair of safety shears into her cast, and she uses these to take out the leader inside the hospital from those guys. It's like a police officer lady. I did find a behind the scenes shot of when Norman Reedus is using the golf club, and this is a golf club head that is snapped off of the one, but that's Daryl Dixon's or Norman Reedus's golf club head from that episode. And I did find this basket that is in the back, isn't it behind, or not a backflash, a flashback or a flash forward scene. I think it's where it's supposed to be in the future, where Rick, Michonne, and Judith are sitting down having a picnic, and you actually don't see it until you see the behind the scenes featurette, because the camera angle from the show doesn't show it, but the behind the scenes featurette shows this was being one of the props that they're using during a picnic scene on the show in episode on the third episode of the ninth season. Sorry, had a brain fart. And there you go. That's one of the bins that I have. And like I said, this will be a work in progress with Jerry's axe. I either might restore it to its former glory or not. Maybe just leave it the way it is if someone is willing to make me an offer on that as it is with the axe handle, which is, let's see, right here. So this is the lower half of the axe, and it would be about right there. So I was going to continue it on and get a scenic to paint it, but maybe somebody wants to do the project themselves, or someone wants to frame it as is. But that's a pretty iconic prop that's recognizable for a specific character, more so than anything else that I have in here. But this is just a few of the things that I have from the show, The Walking Dead. And later on, there'll be some more stuff from Fear the Walking Dead when I can release it after it's all said and done. See ya.